Hey, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And once again, you are now rocking and hanging out with the 214th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast. Live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. And besides myself is the Instagram live feed. So make sure you turn on your notifications on when I'm going to be on Instagram live on the podcast show pages. And also, if you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, I got you back. All right. And another important thing is, if you like to make a charitable donation to support this show right here, or any and previous shows that I do on a weekly basis, you can go ahead to the Cash App, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can as a human being. On whatever amount of money you decide to donate will be appreciated. And also be sure to give a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, Apple Podcasts, and alongside with Spotify as well. A 5-star rating will be appreciated. All right. Now, in the meantime, go grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the New York episodes on there. Tap the noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, alongside with the reminder and the time of the live streaming recording. Please leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and the topics that's going to be discussed. More via content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. And of course, be sure to tell a friend to another friend. Make sure you listen, stream, share, and watch the episodes. In case you miss any of them, don't worry. And I will handle where you can listen to the podcast episodes whatsoever. So let's get into it. Now, let's see. First things first, man. Let's get to no, not this. Let's get to mental health check-in, all right, as a warm-up. Okay. All right. So, how am I feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, you ask? Well, overall this week, I have been I've been excited lately, because I have something that I have to talk about at the end of this episode in regards to Spotify, who made something for me in regards to my podcast. As you can see on Instagram, you can see Spotify rap 2022 in the hashtag, which I seen, and this is pertaining to podcasters and stuff. So, and mostly music artists and all that other stuff. But for us, Spotify for podcasters is actually included as well. So without further ado, yes, so overall, mentally, physically, and spiritually, I ain't doing all right. And yes, so there you have it right there. Let's get to I want to get to the the New York Mass Transit files first before I even let me make sure I got my thing ready. Let's make sure I got my thing ready. Hold on a second. Okay, I got this. Got it. All right. So um yeah, um we're gonna get into a little thing that I like to call um the New York Mass Transit files. So let's get into it. Okay, first transit story we have here is pertaining to, cops are looking for a cane carrying man who flashed a knife at a woman and stole her her Apple iPhone 13 in the Big Apple subway station last week. The 24-year-old woman was walking down the stairs into the subway at 7th Avenue and West 53rd Street around 7 p.m. Friday when a man walking up the stairs displaying a knife and demanded her cell phone, police said. Oh my gosh. The victim complied and handed her phone to the robber who fled the station, the cops said. Police, re- Police released video that shows the man carrying a silver cane in one hand while looking at a phone in the other. Oh gosh. The individual being sought is described as a male in his 30s with a medium build who was last seen wearing a black and white hooded bubble jacket and white pants. Um Anyone with information in regards to this incident is asked to call the NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS, which is 8477, or for Spanish, um, 1-888-57-PISTA, which is 74782. The public can also submit their tips by logging onto the Crime Stoppers website um, at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on the Twitter sphere, which is NYPD Tips. All calls are strictly confidential. All right. Up next. Up next, draft plan for Brooklyn. Yes, so the MTA on Thursday unveiled its draft proposal to redesign Brooklyn's bus network, bringing hope of a better commute for the hundreds of thousands of riders who rely on the borough's notoriously slow and unreliable buses each day. The ambitious proposal would see the addition of new lines, major changes on existing routes, simpler and less redundant navigation, and more widely spaced bus stops, and in an effort to get Brooklyn strap hangers moving more quickly to their destinations. The goal is to simplify the network and improve connections, frequency, reliability, and most important, bus speeds, said MTA Chair General Lieber at a press conference outside Brooklyn Borough Hall Thursday. We're going to pay special attention to working class communities and other areas where people are especially dependent on bus service. The Brooklyn Plan is the fourth redesign put out by the MTA since 2018, when then Transit President Andy Barford, perhaps better known as Train Daddy, Train Daddy promised to reimagine the city's ancient bus network, where routes were sometimes unchanged since the days of trolley lines, and commuters suffer from pitiful speeds, protracted wait times, and poor connectivity to other modes of transit and places of interest. New York's buses are among the slowest in the nation, averaging a snail like a snail like 8.2 miles per hour across the city in July, according to MTA statistics. Brooklyn sees the second slowest average speeds of the five boroughs at a paltry 7.3 miles per hour, faster only than the 6.2 miles per hour jitneys of Manhattan. Oh shit. That means being late to work or other events and constant frustration for the 650,000 people who rode Brooklyn buses on an average pre-slandemic weekday, more than the population of Detroit, and disproportionately non-white, low income, and living far away from the train. Our riders need a bus system that is actually, newsflash, it needs to be faster than walking, said Lieber, so that they can get where they need to go in a reasonable time. In spite of that, the bus network has never before undergone a complete overhaul, and routes that once made logistical sense now often don't best reflect where people live, work, and play. There are there are 69 total routes in the redesigned network, including 9 brand new routes, and there are either major or minor changes to nearly every existing route. 24 routes will see an increase in service frequency, and 5 additional routes will take passengers overnight. One of the biggest changes can be seen on local routes, where the average distance between stops has increased from 850 feet um, to 1,100 feet. That would allow buses to spend more time in motion and less time stopping or preparing to stop. Officials say each bus stop removed can save up to 20 seconds of travel time, which can add up to dramatically shorten commute. Another noticeable change is the addition of a new class of routes called Rush to the existing local limited and select bus service destinations. No, designations, excuse me. The aim of Rush routes is to provide local service along corridors in transit deserts and make fewer stops along major corridors, intent on ferrying passengers directly to rail service or major destinations. For instance, the B41 bus along Flatbush Avenue would be complemented by the B40 Rush route between Prospect Lefferts Gardens and Bergen Beach. The line will stop locally along Avenue N in Bergen Beach and Flatlands before turning onto Flatbush Avenue and only stopping at major junctions. The line will terminate at the Prospect Park Bus and Transit Hub in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. Rush routes will also replace existing routes on the B20 in East New York and the B26 between downtown Brooklyn and Bushwick. Other new routes aim to provide service to 21st century New Yorkers who work where the jobs are in 2022. The new B5 Limited would run Swift service between Gravesend and the Gateway Center Mall in East New York, a major job center for Brooklynites. Notoriously transit-starved Red Hook will also be served by 2 brand new bus lines, the B27 to downtown Brooklyn and the B81 to Flatbush Junction. Many routes will have um, fewer t- fewer turns and less time spent on narrow side streets, with the intention of providing a more direct and expeditious commute. Also removed are many redundancies and overlaps between routes to prevent bunching. with multiple routes on the same corridor no longer expected to make the same stops. The drafts also significantly improves interborough connections between Brooklyn and Queens, a long-standing and major complaint among riders identified by the NTA during outreach. The brand new B55 SBS will enable a direct, speedy connection between Brooklyn and John F. Kennedy Airport, running from Kensington to the air train in Howard Beach, Queens. Presently, only the B15 local bus runs to JFK. The Q68 will now travel between Williamsburg and Astoria, a much larger range than the current Williamsburg to Sunnyside. The B7 will now extend from Midwood all the way up to Ridgewood, Queens. Much of the plan and the promise of faster speeds relies on the construction of bus lanes and other bus priority infrastructure like automated bus lane enforcement throughout the borough. The city's Department of Transportation has identified 17 Brooklyn corridors well suited for bus priorities, such as Flatbush and Utica Avenues, which host some of the city's busiest bus routes. Transit honchos had completed only one network redesign, Staten Island Express buses, and unveiled drafts for the Bronx and Queens before the slandemic put a stopper on the bus overhaul project and caused ridership to plummet. The Brooklyn project was still only in its nascent planning and outreach stages. The five borough project, once projected for completion in 2021, now isn't expected in full until 2026. Though officials don't want to affix firm timelines so they can fully absorb rider feedback. The NCA implemented its Bronx redesign this summer and is set to release its final proposal for Queens next year after a substantial public comment and revision period. Brooklynites will also have ample opportunity to make their voice heard on the new draft plan, which is anything but final. The agency will hold 18 different public outreach workshops, one in each community board, starting with CB1 on January 11th and ending on March 9th in CB18. A full schedule can be found on the MTA's webpage for the Brooklyn bus redesign. Riders can also comment directly on Remix, an interactive map of the redesign. Comments can even be geotagged to one's home. Route profiles and proposed changes can be studied within the draft plan. Yeah. Let's see. All right, what else we got to talk about here? Hold on a second. Right. Right. Hold on a second. So, um, in honor of Christmas, it's a holy, jolly fifth miss. The city cut the ribbon Sunday on a brand new limited time open streets program on Fifth Avenue in Midtown, freeing up some of New York's most festive locals to pedestrians and closing them to cars for 3 December weekends during the holiday season. The section of Fifth Avenue between 48th and 57th Streets will be closed to motor vehicle traffic from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 3 Sundays this month, starting December 4th and continuing on December 11th and December 18th. The Avenue will play host to various performances on open street days, along with food vendors and public seating. Sunday's grand opening saw a spectacular performance from the Brooklyn United Drumline, a drum corps composed entirely of public school students from the borough, and various food vendors as New Yorkers on foot stood transfixed at the holiday spectacle. Opening up Fifth Avenue builds upon previous efforts to pedestrianize the area around Rockefeller Center and its famous Christmas tree for the holiday season. At the ribbon cutting, beaming officials declared there's no better way to experience the holidays than walking down the glittering festive thoroughfare. There is no place in the world like Fifth Avenue for the holidays, and there's no better way to enjoy it than on foot, said Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine. You have to walk this street to feel it, to experience it. And you shouldn't have to be dodging traffic to do that. The city will place movable barriers on both sides of Fifth Avenue outside of Sunday soiree hours on weekday afternoons and weekend mornings to create more sidewalk space and shepherd high volumes of pedestrian traffic to the tree and other holiday entertainment. A similar treatment will be applied to 6th Avenue with one lane of traffic repurposed between 48th and 52nd Streets. Right turns from 5th onto westbound 47th and 49th and 51st Streets will be prohibited during those times. In the immediate vicinity of Rockefeller Center, West 49th and West 50th Streets between 5th and 6th Avenues will be closed from 11 a.m. to midnight every day until January. MTA buses operating on the festive stretch will be rerouted during open street hours. As for the people, that's for the people that travel to Manhattan, who got jobs over there, who live in Manhattan, wherever. This is for you. The addition of the non-block stretch of Fifth Avenue dramatically expands the street closures around Rockefeller Center the city undertook last year. It comes as visitors flock back to the city after 2 holiday seasons of dramatically reduced tourism due to COVID-19. Fred Dixon of the quasi-governmental tourism marketing group NYC and Co. said the city is expecting 6.5 million tourists to visit the city just between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, bringing the total number of visitors this year to 56.4 million. Hotel demand is at 95% of pre-slandemic levels, he noted. Officials believe opening up the iconic avenue to pedestrians will bring flocks of visitors eager to spend money at the many businesses along the stretch. Open streets where roadways are closed off to vehicular traffic and turned into quasi plazas first came into being in the early days of the slamdemic to provide space for fresh air to New Yorkers hunkered at home during lockdown. The program has proved popular and has been significantly expanded across two administrations. Earlier this year, the City Department of Transportation released a study finding open streets dramatically boosted the businesses situated along them compared to those on street dominated by cars. This year marks the first time the city has tried closing Fifth Avenue to cars in more than 50 years. In the summer of 1970, then Mayor John Lindsay tried weekend closures on the avenue stretch in Midtown to study its impact on commerce, traffic, air pollution, and citizens' convenience, the New York Times reported at the time. 50 years ago, Mayor Lindsay tried this. He closed Fifth Avenue. It was an experiment, a test to see if New Yorkers really enjoyed an open pedestrian only Fifth Avenue, said Deputy Mayor Mira Joshi at the grand opening. But today we don't need to test. We have plenty of examples around our city about the positive economic and social benefits we get when we let people enjoy the streets of New York City. Despite that, the city will still be studying the impacts of pedestrianizing the stretch on weekends in advance of potentially more ambitious undertakings in the years to come. A spokesperson for DOT told AM New York Metro um, as the agency considers expanding open streets. Honchos will look at how many people are using the pedestrian zone, how much time they spend on it, where they spend their money, the logistical factors like the impact on deliveries and local bus service. Wow, that's pretty interesting right here. That's pretty interesting right there, man. So this one for all the people who have jobs in Manhattan, who live in Manhattan or whatever. Um, this is basically the street closures to the holidays that's coming up, which is Christmas, New Year's, and whatnot. So basically, if you didn't hear it, you're gonna hear it in this episode right here. So so there you have it right there. Um, now let's get to a next segment right here, which is chatting or the jazz. Okay, we have an actor that recently passed away. That recently passed away. The actor who goes by the name of Kevin Conroy. And for those of you who don't know who Kevin Conroy is, I will fill you in. And this is from Variety. Kevin Conroy, best known for voicing Batman on Warner Brothers' long running TV show Batman the Animated Series, has died after a short battle with cancer. He was 66. Batman the Animated Series originally aired for 85 episodes on Fox Kids from 1992 to 1995. Conroy's deep, gravelly Batman voice was widely acclaimed by critics and comic book fans, with many regarding the actor as the definitive Cape Crusader. The series also featured Mark Hamill's memorable performance as the Joker. Kevin was perfection, Hamill said in a statement. He was one of my favorite people on the planet, and I loved him like a brother. He truly cared for the people around him. His decency shone through everything he did. Every time I saw him or spoke with him, my spirits were elevated. Conroy was so beloved for his Batman voice role that he continued with the character in various other DC projects, including the Batman Arkham and Injustice video games franchises. He also appeared in various DC Universe animated original movies, including Batman Gotham Knight, of course, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, Justice League, Doom, Batman: The Killing Joke, and Justice League versus the Fatal Five, among other films. The 2019 Justice League animated film is Conroy's last credited feature as Batman, and his most recent video game credit as Batman is Warner Brothers Multiverses from earlier this year. A quote: "He's such an iconic character," Conroy told DC in a 2014 interview. "He's such a part of the American cultural landscape. It's an amazing thing to be a part of and to have contributed to." In in the live action space, Conroy made his feature film acting debut in 1992 romance drama Chain of Desire, written and directed by Temmie Stockles. Hold on. Temmie Stockless Lopez. Um, he also starred in a recurring role on the NBC soap opera Another World, and appeared in episodes of classic series such as Dallas, Murphy Brown, and Cheers. Conroy's voice acting was not limited to Batman. He also lent his talents to franchises such as Scooby Doo, and Masters of the Universe. In the latter franchise, he appeared on episodes of Netflix's Masters of the Universe Revelation. um, playing Merman in 2021, and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe playing Hordak earlier this year. Warner Brothers Animation is saddened by the loss of our dear friend Kevin Conroy. Warner Brothers Animation said in a statement, in quote, his iconic performance of Batman will forever stand among the greatest portrayals of the Dark Knight in any medium. We send our warmest thoughts to his loved ones and join fans around the world in honoring his legacy. Conroy most recently wrote Finding Batman, which was showcased as part of DC Pride 2022 earlier this year. Conroy was openly gay, making him the only openly gay actor to portray Batman. Finding Batman recounted the actor's experience playing the Cape Crusader while also coming to terms with his own sexuality. Conroy was born in November 1955 in Westbury, New York. Oh shit. I didn't know he was from Long Island. Holy shit. Good to know. And studied acting under John Houseman at the Juilliard School alongside the likes of Christopher Reeve, Francis Conroy, and Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams. He is survived by his husband Vaughn C. Williams, sister Trisha Conroy, and brother Tom Conroy. And of course, there's some people that poured in some tributes on Twitter. So Tara Strong says, I don't have the words, not today. My heart is broken. There will never be another. He is hashtag Batman. Hashtag RIP legend. Ed Boone says, so sad to hear about Kevin Conroy. He was the voice of Batman for generations, including our Injustice games. James Gunn also James Gunn, along with Steven Weintraub, says, not the news I wanted to hear this morning. Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman, dead at 66. Thank you for your work and the way you treated fans at every con. Troy Baker says, his best, no, he was the best. He will always be the best. He was my Batman. He was my friend. He'll never fully know how much he inspired me, but I'm glad I told him every chance I get. Thank you, Kevin. To sleep, perchance to dream. Michael Rosenbaum says, devastating. Kevin was a remarkable man inside and out. I would truly miss those big hugs and that magical voice. You will always be my Batman. Rest in peace, my friend. Flash, hashtag Kevin Conroy, hashtag Batman, hashtag Justice League. And of course, Paul Dini shows a picture of the Batman character in the animated series cartoon. Jack Quaid states, wow, very sad to see this. What an absolute legend. Rest in peace. And hashtag Kevin Conroy, hashtag Batman. Yeah. And IGN also states Kevin Conroy, the legendary voice of Batman in Batman, the animated series, the Arkham trilogy, and much more, has died at the age of 66. Yeah. So rest in power to Kevin Conroy for all the work that he contributed to the video games, the movies, the cartoons, all that great stuff right there. All right. Let's get to our next subject right here. And this, hold on a minute. I meant to talk about this too. I meant to talk about this in the transit thing too. Um Okay, so Brooklyn, where the bus network moves 650,000 people per weekday, just doesn't work without buses. If Brooklyn buses were a standalone transit system, it would be the sixth largest in the country on its own. It's an invaluable asset, but one that's in need of improvement, according to our most recent customer survey. Enter the Brooklyn Bus Network redesign draft plan, the latest proposal in our borough by borough redesign program. We're redrawing the map with the goal of meeting riders' priorities, more frequent and reliable service, faster travel, and better connections. Of course, the new draft plan proposes to increase frequency during parts of the day on 24 of the 69 local routes. They should look familiar to riders, but most have some type of change. Some routes are extended, some shortened, some are realigned to serve other streets or combined with other routes, and some only have proposed stop changes. All were designed by the Brooklyn team using best in class redesign strategies to meet the needs of an ever changing borough. Census data shows that Brooklyn's population has grown by more than 5% since 2010, and more than half of all households do not own a car. These residents need strong public transit to get around. And in many areas, the only option is buses. They are the true engines of equity in our city, disproportionately serving seniors, people with disabilities, working class neighborhoods, and communities of color. By investing in the bus network, we're advancing equity for all. All Brooklynites will have a voice in the redesign. The draft plan is exactly that, a draft. What we want to hear from the riders um and bus operators too about what you like and don't like about the proposal so we can make adjustments. Public engagement was key to making prior redesigns in Staten Island and the Bronx such a success, and it's been central to the creation of the Queen's proposed final plan, which is due for release next year. Redesigning the system is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to improving bus service. We continue to work with the NYC Department of Transportation to add new bus lanes and busways and expand camera enforcement of those corridors to keep private vehicles out. In the last month, we've activated cameras on 6 routes: the S79 SBS, BX12 SBS, BX41 SBS, Q43, Q44, and BX19, with another 3 to come by the end of the year. All in Brooklyn um, include B62, B25, and B42. I've even gone out to write bus lane violation tickets myself to make the point that clear paths for buses are essential to reliability moving New Yorkers. Um, we're also making strides to deliver on our 2040 goal of a fully zero emissions fleet. Last month, the MTA received an $8 million grant from the NYS Energy Research and Development Authority that will help fund our first ever deployment of hydrogen fuel cells buses, which are scheduled to enter passenger service by the end of 2024. It all comes back to Transit's new model: faster, cleaner, safer. That's what I've been focusing on since I came in as president in the spring, and that's going to be our North Star in the year ahead. And this is from Richard Davey of the New York City Transit president. So here it is. So, okay. Next topic we got to talk about is about the migrant seekers. All right. So, and this is from the city.nyc. The city of asylum seeking people arriving in New York has dropped significantly in recent weeks, relief workers say, but their needs have not. Hundreds of migrants are still arriving in New York every week. A spokesperson for City Hall said, down from thousands when Adams declared a state of emergency in the city. The numbers could go up again in a number of weeks thanks to a federal judge's pending order. In the meantime, a network of charities, volunteers, and mutual aid workers is scrambling to house, feed, and assist those who are here now as they navigate city life. Headed into winter, some of the needs are going to shift, said hold on, Sanaman, Amy Sanaman, um, Senior Vice President of Community at United Way of New York City, the organization tasked by City Hall to oversee relief efforts. She said migrants, many of them from Central and South America, as well as West Africa, constantly ask for warm clothes, and the group is beginning to collect holiday toys for the many migrant children living here now. I like this. Adriana Phillips of South Bronx Mutual Aid, one of many mutual aid groups responding to the crisis, said the group's all volunteer members need money as they scramble to cover the cost of everything from MetroCards to toiletries for newly arrived people. We're ready. No, excuse me, we're really on fumes at this point, Phillips said. We're going out to wholesalers to buy warm clothing if we don't have enough donated in the sizes that we need. One purchase might be $800. To pay for it, Phillips and volunteers like her run crowdsourced fundraisers very regularly to be reimbursed, she said. Wondering how to help, the city spoke with people across the 5 boroughs who are helping get migrants what they need right now. Here are some ways to assist them. Of course, first, give money. The group designated by the city government for cash donations is UWNYC's Emergency Assistance and Community Needs Fund. You can read more about it. You can read more about the fund here or donate directly here. That's underlined. Sanaman of UWNYC said the group has raised about $680,000 so far and funded 4 organizations who are responding to the migrant crisis directly. Team TLC, NYC, Artists, Athletes, Activists, Gambian Youth Organization, and El Puente. Some of that was to help with making sure people have food when they arrive, helping support folks having cell phone service so they can be in touch with their attorneys, and helping with reticketing. There were folks that were arriving and they are like, my family's in Ohio and are ready to receive me. How do I get there? You can also donate directly to the organizations doing relief work. Phillips of South Bronx Mutual Aid said people can give money to that group through online crowdfunding listed here. But she stressed that many of the large mutual aid groups in the city coordinate together, and New Yorkers can fund any number of them to put money directly into the hands of people helping migrants. If people feel a connection to their local mutual aid, like they are downtown near Washington Square Park, support Washington Square Park Mutual Aid because we're all in this together, she said. Of course, donate items, clothing, toiletries, school supplies, and more, of course. Across the board, relief workers the city spoke with said winter clothing is desperately needed right now. A lot of them asked for coats, said Lieutenant Stanley Pierre Lewis, co-commanding officer at the Salvation Army Jamaica Community Community Center in Queens. One of the donation centers is designated by City Hall to accept the distribute items to asylum seekers. Any winter clothing, really, jackets, boots. A lot of people come in and request boots, hats, and gloves too. New arrivals are also asking for blankets and comforters. Pierre Lewis said, adding maybe they don't have enough at the shelters. Mark Appel, founder at the Bridge, another donation center in Brooklyn, said new toiletries are needed, including shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, menstrual pads, diapers, and baby wipes. When they are sort through donated items, they create bags of toiletries for each migrant and distribute those kits at 3 shelters in their neighborhood. We find out from the shelter how many people are there, and then we bring enough bags for everyone, he said. At the Central Family Life Center on Staten Island, office manager Shanina Tavares said they are collecting school supplies such as new backpacks, crayons, colored pencils, and notebooks, in addition to new winter clothes and toiletries. Of course, um, contact information and hours of operation for all 6 donation centers can be found here. Hold on, let's take a look here. Let me take a look at this. So, of course, the locations to where you can donate new clothing, toiletry, and hygiene items. Of course, you can please follow the instructions below. Drop up locations and contact info is um Manhattan Mission Church, John 316, 518 West 168th Street, New York, New York. Tuesday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the phone number is 914-310-8948. Brooklyn, Iglesias, Javine, Javenas, Cristianos, 8700, 18th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11214, Sunday, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. The phone number is 718-795-5645. The Bridge, 1894 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11210. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Phone number is 917-804-3942. The Bronx, New Life Church, 2757 Morris Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10468. Phone number is 718-562-2230. You want to make sure you call first before you drop something off. For Queens, Salvation Army, Jamaica Community Center, 90-23, 161st Street, Jamaica, New York, 11432. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Phone number is 914-217-3277. Staten Island, the Central Family Life Center, 59 Wright Street, Staten Island, New York, 10304. Phone number is 718-273-8414. And these are the locations where you can donate clothing, toiletry, and hygiene items. So you might want to call in advance before you drop something off. And look at the hours. Wait a minute here. There was some other stuff that I wanted to mention. This There was some other stuff that I wanted to mention here. Hang on a second here. Um, Wait a minute. Give me a second. Okay, so there's online crowdfunding listed. Let me just take a look at this. So you folks get a better idea so I could get you some information. So this is South Bronx Mutual Aid. So this is South Bronx Mutual Aid resources. You can sign up to volunteer. You can donate to South Bronx Mutual Aid, and you can go to NYC Community Fridges, and of course Brentwood. That's the link to South Bronx Mutual Aid and Washington Square Park Mutual Aid. Of course, you can go to the link tree right here, and it's gonna have an email address where it says WSP Mutual Aid dot no, excuse me, at gmail.com. That's WSP Mutual Aid at gmail.com. So this is current flyer. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can donate at Vimeo. You can donate at Cash App, wish list, and Amazon donation list. School items. You can take a look at the Amazon donation list of school items that the people need. So there you go right there. There's what's the other stuff? Also, donation centers. Let's get into some information. Um, I already talked about this already. I already talked about that one already. So where is the word here? Because I just saw this. Oh, um, where is okay? So let's see. United Way of New York City answers call to help asylum seekers arriving in New York. So of course, obviously, this is where you can actually let's see. Let me see. You can go to unitedway.nyc.org for more information. Um, so you can get a better idea on how to help people in the time of their need. So so there you have it there. Um, okay. Okay, so this is let me see. You can also go to this website, secure.everyaction.com. This is the United Way of New York City Emergency Assistance and Community Needs Fund. So this is where you could actually actually this is where you could donate some money and all that stuff. So how can you help? Of course, you can provide some. Okay, so our community partners use um, EACN funds to provide asylum seekers with highly requested items like emergency shelter, transportation assistance, legal assistance, food and basic needs, infant formula and diapers, shoes and shoelaces, coats and clothing, cell phones and SIM cards. Um, so your gift in any amount helps families across NYC. So that's a big appreciation if you are doing your part. Um okay, so let's continue. Some of that was to help with making sure people have food when they arrive, helping support folks having cell phone service so they can be in touch with their attorneys and helping with reticketing. There were folks that were arriving and they were like, okay, so I just read that part already. Um Rec- reticketing. So yeah. So there were folks that were arriving and they were like, my family's in Ohio and are ready to receive me. How do I get there? You can also donate directly to organizations doing relief work. Phillips of South Bronx Mutual Aid said people can give money to that group through online crowdfunding listed here, but she stressed that many of the large mutual aid groups in the city coordinate together, and New Yorkers can fund any New York any excuse me any number of them to put money directly into the hands of people helping migrants. If people feel a connection to their local mutual aid, of course, like the Washington Square, I already, yeah, Washington Square, support Washington Square mutual aid because we're all in this together, she said. So, clothing and toiletries. Across the board, relief workers the city spoke with said winter clothing is desperately needed right now. A lot of them asked for coats. I already read that part. Um, said Lieutenant Stanley Pierre Lewis, co-commanding officer at the Salvation Army Jamaica Community Center in Queens. One of the donation centers designated by City Hall to accept and distribute items to asylum seekers. Any winter clothing really, jackets, boots. A lot of people come in and request boots, hats, and gloves too. Of course, new arrivals are also asking for blankets and comforters, Pierre Lewis said, adding maybe they don't have enough at the shelters. Of course, Mark Appel, yeah, I already touched on that already. Yeah, I already touched on that already. So yeah, I'm gonna just read this again. Mark Appel, founder at the Bridge, another donation center in Brooklyn, said new toiletries are needed, including shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, menstrual pads, diapers, and baby wipes. When they sort through donated items, they create bags of toiletries for each migrant and distribute those kits at 3 shelters in their neighborhood. We find out from the shelter how many people are there, and then we bring enough bags for everyone, he said. At the Central Family Life Center on Staten Island, office manager Shanina Tavares said that they are collecting school supplies such as new backpacks, crayons, colored pencils, and notebooks, in addition to new winter clothes and toiletries. Yeah. Share your skills in time, legal help, driving, translation. There are a number of ways to help the migrants through volunteering, particularly if you have legal training, have access to a car, or know specific language, relief workers said. Help help from immigration lawyers is desperately needed, says Sanaman. And it's a commitment because migrant cases are not one and done. This is a multi-year long process, and the legal system is so overtaxed because the courts have been closed for so long, she said. People who have a vehicle can spend time driving would be helpful to volunteers who get emergency requests constantly from asylum seekers or from within relief groups trying to move donations around, said Phillips. We constantly asking drivers to drive out of pocket and take on expensive gas and tolls because we're constantly going to shelters. We never have enough drivers. A big thing that we need are volunteers, especially volunteer drivers. That's huge anywhere in the city. Asylum seekers also need MetroCards, she said, which South Bronx Mutual Aid has covered from its crowdsourced funds. Translation skills are also in high demand in Spanish, as well as Wolof, to serve the thousands of migrants from West Africa who have come from their home countries through the southern U.S. border and then arrived in New York. Phillips also stressed that any groups offering free or low cost OSHA certified job training courses should get in touch with her um, group, as the city previously reported a lack of job training courses is making it difficult for migrants to begin working legally. Sponsorship of shelters. Sanaman said UWNYC is beginning to coordinate with companies that want to cover the needs of an entire shelter where migrants are housed right now. She said the relief workers they are working with requested that type of help so they can more quickly get direct aid when specific needs arise. In shelters, that are either all asylum seekers or many asylum seekers staying at the shelter were developing relationships with companies that want to adopt the shelter, she said. It's something I would encourage folks to think about because then you can address the holistic needs of that population. And yes. So you can go to the website www.thecity.nyc so you can actually get a better idea on how to donate to different organizations in the five boroughs as far as clothing, as far as like you know toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, soap, shampoo, and of course some school supplies wherever they need other items, of course, will be appreciated. So I have to give a round of applause to the organizations that's actually doing their part to actually help out. So let's make some noise for them. Yeah. So let me give a shout out to somebody right here. This is Divine. Wait, hold on. Divinely Red. Thank you for viewing this actually. So thank you. Um okay, let's see what's in the topics for today. Actually, let's get a look at yes, let's get into this other subject actually. So actually today's episode name I have to really get the name right actually. So let's get that. All right, let's get that out the way. Give me a moment. Give me a moment here. One moment. Okay, um so the name of this episode of episode 214 is Name Your Cars based on Zodiacs. So this is basically about zodiac signs. Huh. Well, based on zodiacs? Really? Yeah. Um wow. Name your little red Corvette Swifty and see what happens. National Name Your Car Day every year on October 2nd pays homage to those of us who love our rides so much we name them. Although it sounds crazy, studies reveal that when we name inanimate inanimate objects like our cars, we assign them almost human-like attributes that makes us feel more in control. National Name Your Car Day is yet another demonstration of that love thing we Americans have with our rides. So today, jump in, birdie, and take off. Oh man, that's funny. So name name your car. Some people name their cars based on its make or model. Does the Volkswagen Bug sound familiar? Other folks give their cars popular old school names like Fred, Susie, or Betsy. Then again, there are descriptive names based on the appearance of the car, like Black Bart. What in the actual fuck is that? Oh man. Oh man. Or Purple People Eater. Oh shit. whatever whatever name you give your car should make your car feel special to you. Number number two, love your car. If you haven't washed your car in such a long time that people are writing "wash me" on your windows, then you need to use National Name Your Car Day to show your neglected ride some love. Get an oil change or even a tune-up. Take the time to check on your car's safety features and make sure baby girl is in good condition. Um, ru- running condition. Name your car. National Name Your Car Day is all about your ride as well as your safety. And number three, take a ride. Name You named her and gave her a custom car wash. So now Maxine is ready for a spin. Nothing makes you appreciate a car more than revving up the engine on a safe but robust ride in the fast lane. Cars give Americans that sense of freedom that we value so highly. A roll down the highway or bumping along a country lane doesn't have to take long, but it should provide that good quality time you crave between you and your car. Wow. That's crazy. Wait a minute, that's really crazy. So naming our cars may make us feel safe. Whether you Whether your car is called Buffy Bruiser Bruiser. Oh, Bruiser. Wow. 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 Or Belladonna. Oh man. Oh man. Americans enjoy naming their cars. Some of us even talk to our cars, especially in situations we can't control, such as when Gigi won't start or the mean green machine blows a tire. Desperate, no, excuse me, despite our trepidation, calling the car by name and coaxing it to start in a loving tone makes us feel as though we're with a trusted friend that's just having a moment. Naming our cars make them seem human. How many movies have we seen where the car with a name takes on human characteristics? There's Herbie, the love bug, the chitty chitty bang bang. Oh man. More of a sound than a name, but you get our drift. And of course, Tucker. What all these vehicles have in common is a sense of being more human than a car. Shit. They exhibit personality, and many times our car names reflect how we see ourselves. Naming our cars make them seem more intelligent. Um, if you are driving the Mini, and you are in an accident, some studies show that you may not find Mini at fault. According to a study in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, drivers in unnamed cars who had accidents tend to assign blame to the car, the engineers, and the car maker. Researchers found that car names seem to encourage a sense of trust in the drivers. So it follows that when the driver feels that the car is competent, drivers are rewarded with a much more satisfying experience. Well, so this year, no, actually next year, October 22nd, that's a Monday. 2024 will be on Wednesday. 2025 is on Thursday. 2026 is on Friday. 2027 is on Saturday. Okay, so you name your cars after zodiac signs. I find that interesting. Naming cars after zodiac signs. This is very intriguing. This is some intriguing shit right here. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny right there, man. Okay, so all right, so this is from the New York Post. For some car owners, not having a name for their sweet ride must may drive may just drive them crazy. For as long as their engines have run, automobiles have been a symbol of freedom and possibility. The empty seat and the open road are pillars of American longing, eulogized best and often by the patron saint of Chrome and Libra loneliness, Bruce Springsteen. Yo, whoa, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh man, this is crazy funny. Anyway, the Boss American Autophiles and sentimental gearheads like alike can rejoice. Our love of wheels and metal will be anointed on October 2nd with the arrival of Name Your National Name Your Car Day. Um, According to National Today, the holiday pays homage to those of us who love our rides so much we named them. I've had uh, many a makeout and a breakdown, miles and memories in cars with names and models as varied as a rusted out diesel Mercedes called Raspberry Beret. And models as varied as a rusted out diesel Mercedes called Raz. Oh yeah, I reread that part. A Volvo SUV called Coco Cane, a GMC Sonoma who goes by Goldie Hawn, and a 1990 Dodge Conversion van named Aunt Flo. Wow. You know, I all the years of my dad and other friends who got cars, I can't really recall anybody naming their cars. So that's this is very interesting, and I never even thought about asking people this question too. But I'll probably ask around when I'm at work tomorrow. So in the next day. So I never even thought about naming the cars after a zodiac sign. If I was to purchase a car, I don't know what I'll name it though, man. But it's not gonna be easy. But I can't say exactly if I was gonna name my cars named after a person or whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. I find that very interesting and very intriguing. So, you know, you know what though? I'm gonna try to come up with a question in regards to um naming your cars and stuff. Do you think that naming your cars after zodiac signs and after a person is it weird to name your cars after a person in zodiac signs, or is it not? So that will be the question I'm going to be put up in a couple minutes. So 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 remains to be seen, folks. Um in honor of this, yeah, in honor of this holiday of naming, we're matching each zodiac sign to the make and model that best represents them. Be it used or new, electric or hybrid, there's a rod for each sign. Read, of course, you can read on and rev up, babies. So Aries, for example, okay, Aries, um, March 21st to April 19th, Honda Civic. Of course, happy Honda days to those who have a Honda Accord. Adventure loving, thrill chasing, accident prone Aries will find much to love in the responsive and reasonably priced Honda Civic, recently voted more fun to drive than sports car. This cardinal fire sign is the sort to paint their bedroom wall the color of blood clots. So the candy red of teenage dreams is an obvious choice for both exterior paint and interior upholstery. Excuse me, upholstery. Oh man. Taurus from April 20th to May 20th. Toyota Highlander. The 2023 Toyota Highlander is described by car and driver as practical, comfortable, and stylish, which is not only how tourist folk view themselves, but is the standard by which they judge yoga pants, throwing stars, recliner chairs, air fryers, and sex swings. Oh man. Oh my gosh, wow. Gemini, from May 21st to June 20th, Dodge Viper. Geminis think and speak at a lightning clip, making a sports car the right car for the people of the silver tongue and lead foot. Indecisive and easily distracted, Gemini can relate to the Viper, whose critics say falters when subjected to constant stopping and starting. Similarly, Geminis often struggle to focus their minds and quiet their mouths, and the Viper is known for terminal brake problems and a complicated steering system. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. The Toyota 4Runner. Um Cancer is ruled by the moon and represents the archetype of the mother. Thus, a cool mom car with off-road capability, moonroof options, and a reputation for being both durable and adroit at safely ferrying a six-pack or more of children fits the bill for fashion and function. Further, Cancer governs the fourth house of home and ancestry, making the forerunner a numerical and natural fit. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. The Cadillac Escalade. Cadillac Escalade made its debut on August 22nd, making the company itself a regal, high shine, main shaking Leo. And folks, it shows. Named for the Frenchman that founded Detroit, Cadillac is synonymous with high end luxury and has been the transport of choice for many a member of American royalty, including Elvis the King Presley, late great Elvis the King Presley, who famously gifted caddies to friends and strangers, and Hank King of country music Williams, who breathed his last in the back seat of his baby blue Cadillac. Wow. And Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. It's the Ford F-150. Virgo is the most common zodiac sign, and Ford's F Series are the top selling vehicles in the US. Further, Virgo rules the sixth house of service, and if that house were a vehicle, it would undoubtedly be the pickup truck. Virgos and trucks here to help. Built for work, happy to move your mattress, and game for a al fresco slumber party under a sky with minimum light pollution. Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Fiat 500X. That's the smallest car ever. Wow. Italian automobile manufacturer Fiat aims to deliver a La Dolce Vita on four wheels. Libra is ruled by Venus, planet of beauty and decadence, and natives will resonate with the company's ethos of the Fiat brand inspires all its drivers to live to the fullest and indulge in all the sweetness and beauty this life has to offer. Bonus Fiat Sion and sharp dressed Debucci Lapo uh, El Khan. Lapo El Khan, who once faked his own kidnapping to pay off a drug debt and looks absolutely aces in a vintage suit, is of course a Libra. Oh gosh. Scorpio, August, no, excuse me, October 23rd to November 21st is the Rolls Royce Phantom. I'm pretty sure Jay Leno has that in one of his garages right now. Oh shit. The official description of the Phantom series, according to Rolls Royce, legitimately reads like a Scorpio placing a personal ad, an untamable legend, an icon for icons. Phantom Series 2 exists alone at the apex of luxury. Its unprecedented design is an evolution in mastery, invigorating the mavericks who command its splendor. Get a room for Pete's sake. Make sure to towel off the splendor when you are finished. Oh man. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st, Ford Bronco. The sign of Sagittarius is symbolized by the canter, the center, a half horse, half man figure from Greek mythology. The Ford Bronco was named in honor of the half tame horses of the American West. Same, but different. Archers are freewheelers and ceaseless seekers, and since its release in 1966, the original Bronco has become an icon of an adventurous lifestyle and off road capability. Can dig. Aesthetically speaking, the new model is trash, but we raise a glass and a spur to the OG design. Capricorn, and I'm one of them. December 22nd to January 19th, Toyota Tacoma. First released during Capricorn season in 1995, the tagline of the latest generation of Toyota Tacomas is unmatched, unequaled, unstoppable, which coincidentally is the mantra that all Capricorns repeat while tying their shoes, masturbating. Wow. Lifting weights or negotiating a raise. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. BMW iX5 hydrogen. Represented by the mythical water bearer. Aquarius is innovative by design as it the new BMW iX5 hydrogen, which utilizes hydrogen fuel cell technology and bills itself as a beacon of sustainable mobility. Aquarius is ruled by standard upholding Saturn and utterly upheaving Uranus. Similarly, the iX5 combines the best of both drive worlds, the locally emission-free mobility of an electric vehicle and the unrestricted suitability for everyday use. The status quo and the promise of progress all together under one hood. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th, the DeLorean. Pisces is synonymous with escapism, dreams, and the collective unconscious, making the DeLorean a whip made famous as the time machine in the Back to the Future franchise, a fine fit. Flux capacitor. Notwithstanding, the OG DeLorean was known for its gold wing doors and underpowered engine, apt for a sign that soars high on the feathers of imagination, but falters when it comes to forward momentum. In its latest incarnation, the DeLorean has been reimagined as a sleek, environmentally friendly electric model. The company poetically claims the future was never promised, reimagined today, which coincidentally reads like the motivating note of Pisces tapes to their bathroom mirrors in the wake of a breakup. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. That was an interesting topic right here, folks. Yeah, that was an interesting topic right there. I'm actually going to create a question about this too, so don't you worry about that too. Um Oh man. So let's see. Larry June. Let's go to Larry June. Let's go to Larry June. Let's go to Larry June, man. You know what I mean? Larry June. Okay, Larry June and Babyface Ray. All right. So after a monumental showcase in Detroit, Babyface Ray and Larry June delivered a Red Bull sound clash to an eager crowd in June's hometown of San Francisco, California on November 3rd. The upper level VIP area overflowed and the jam-packed floor level general admissions was just as tight for space at the sold-out event. The Red Bull sound clash was dope. And it was real different for me. The whole experience of using a live band at a performance for the first time, I was super happy that it went well. Said June 2 vibe the day before the San Francisco showdown. I was like, damn, my first time singing with the band, and no effects on this. This time I feel a little more prepared by the fact I did it already. And shit, we going to just throw a great show. Ticket holders gather at the bar as doors open, enjoying specialty curated drinks crafted with both rappers' taste and style in mind. Combined with infused donuts and a lively DJ, the pregame happy hour set the tone for a hella turnt night. Despite being in Larry June's hometown, fans of Babyface Ray were just as vocal with their support, similar to Detroit's love for the Midnight Organic brand connoisseur. The audience here was less animated than the Michigan party. However, the endorsement for both musicians remained the same. The opening set from DJ Umami Featured Bay Area classics such as the Jackers' glamorous lifestyle and Too Short's Blow the Whistle, ensuring the fair would be a celebration of the region. As with the first stop on the pair's Red Bull Soundclass dual showdown, both cities vocally supported Babyface Ray and Larry June, further cementing the cultural and musical bond between Detroit and the Bay Area. With the experience gained in the Midwest, Larry June prepared to bring an all-star show to his home turf, backed by Babyface Ray and his own talents. With two stages at opposite ends of San Francisco's iconic Regency Ballroom, the anticipated grand finale of the Red Bull Sound Clash, the Bay versus Detroit saga began. Larry June kicked off for the first round with fan favorite tracks such as 6 a.m. and Sausalito. Yes, 6 a.m. in Sausalito. He smiled as he bounced across the stage, often letting the thunderous crowd sing the lyrics for him as they yelled, "Good job, Larry," at their favorite healthy rapper. When it was his turn, on the other hand, Babyface Ray stood firm center stage, rapping fan favorites as the audience cheered him on. The artist performed records such as Paperwork Party and Number One Fan, with the packed out venue reciting the lyrics. The two rappers made sure to clap if up for each other as their sets ended, requesting the audience cheer on their friendly competitor. As the Red Bull Sound Clash continued, the musicians were tasked with incorporating guests into their performances, using the live music element as well as special guests. Larry June and Babyface Ray introduced Bay Area favorites to the stage. Pilo and Larry June performed their collaborative song "Good" as a flock of fans rushed to capture the moment for social media. Additionally, the spaceships on the Blade rapper brought um um Gopli Gopli Jay Worthy and the boy to the crowd's delight. Babyface Ray had an arsenal of Bay Area representatives of his own. The 6 Mile Show rapper found support from King Hendrix, frequent collaborators Sam 22nd Jim, and Lil Kayla. More surprises came when, in the takeover round, Larry June added a verse to Babyface Ray and Moneybagg Yo's collaborative song If You Know, You Know. Babyface Ray took on one of June's bubbling tracks, Don't Check Me. In the end, San Francisco screamed a little louder for their own, with the volume measuring applause meter tipping slightly higher for Larry June at the end of each round, joining forces. Larry June and Babyface Ray and ended the Red Bull Sound Clash San Francisco with a performance of their collaborative song Extra of on the same stage as confetti flurried throughout the venue. Red Bull Sound Clash was established by the brand in 2006 and was inspired by traditional Jamaican sound clashes. The series has hosted over 80 events worldwide featuring re- renowned artists like Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, and Erykah Badu. In 2021, Red Bull Sound Clash returned after a 10-year hiatus with face-offs between Danny Brown versus Rico Nasty, Shelly FKA Dram versus Westside Boogie, Brand Joy versus Jake Wesley Rogers, and the Surfers versus Tank and the Bangers. As Larry June and Babyface Ray's two-show tour ends, the 2022 lineup is set to close in Houston with a battle between Gary Clark Jr. and Paul Wall on November 10th, which already happened already. Um, Now I'm not sure where you can watch this, so it's kind of hard to really know where you can watch this. So I can't really say for sure. But anyway, let's see what other stuff that we could talk about here. Yes, let's get into WizKid. Let's get into WizKid. WizKid has dropped off his fifth studio album, More Love, Less Ego via Starboy, Sony Music International, and RCA Records. The offering boosts features from Don Toliver, Skepta, Shensia, Skilly Bang, and more. Prior to the release, the Nigerian singer shared the songs Money and Love and Bad to Me. WizKid is gearing up for his Apple Music Live performance. Well, it already happened actually on November 14th. This is a little recap. So November 14th and his first ever gig at Madison Square Garden on November 16th. In quote, I make all types of music, he told Apple Music regarding whether he categorized himself in any specific way. There's nothing I can't make. I don't put myself in a box. I'm a musician from Africa, but first things first, I'm a musician. If you put in the work, there's no way you are gonna lose. I want to show the kids from back home there's nothing you can't do. Um more love, less ego, man, he added. What the world needs actually at this time right now, at this moment, is a whole lot of love. And it's out on Spotify and along with music platforms wherever you get your music. So be sure to check that out as well. Let's see. Let's see what's next for the next topic. Let's see. Let me make sure I get the let me make sure I get um let me make sure I get certain stuff out the way. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, beloved Simpsons. Okay. All right, here's what's going on here with this shit right here. Um so the man behind the beloved Twitter account that tweeted daily quotes from the long-running Fox TV show The Simpsons said he will be deactivating the account after Elon Musk became Twitter's CEO, reports Insider. Started in 2013 by now 33-year-old Charlie Southern, who is also a massive fan of the show. The account boosted a whopping 634,000 followers. Um, Twitter can be so negative, can it? And I want people to get on there and see something that's nostalgic or funny or something that just makes them feel a little bit better, Sutton said. Spanning nearly a decade, the account has posted 13,000 times. Sutton said that he never expected the account to reach the level of popularity that it did. The British native also revealed one of the writers of the show, Mike Scully, follows the account and told Southern that he loves it. It makes me laugh all over again, or it brings back a great memory of being in the room when it was pitched, or the first time I read it in somebody's script, wrote Scully in the direct message. Um, According to Southern, Elon Musk's recent acquisition of the social media site was the catalyst for him to delete the account. Twitter is obviously changing, and it's quite obvious over the last couple of weeks that the changes are coming through, says Southern. The final tweet from the account featured a scene from the credits along with text saying that the account was done. The Simpsons QOTD is finished. Been a fun 9 years, reads the tweet. Despite ending the account, Sutton said it ended on a high note. Oh, wow. Damn. it was genuinely brilliant to speak to so many people from all over the world, and we all have this one thing in common, which was a love of classic Simpsons, said Southern. It's been an absolute pleasure. Several of the accounts fans also laminated the ending of the account. Um, this account will be sadly missed, wrote one user, and of an error, said another. Damn. I don't blame him, man. You know what I'm saying? I really don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? It's just the simple fact that, Elon Musk trying to bring back, Cheeseface 45, former president 45, actually, which shall remain nameless. Everybody know who he is. Of course, I'm not gonna say it. I'm like, yo, Elon Musk is really playing a dangerous game here, man. I feel like a lot of people are gonna leave Twitter because number one, who's gonna stick around knowing that you're trying to fucking make it okay for make it okay for certain people to say hateful stuff on Twitter and all that other stuff, especially Kanye West, which I already talked about 3 times already. Um, he's a fucking douchebag anyway, and he's going to hell for this shit too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think the point that Charlie Southern was trying to do was provide humor, man, and I actually understand what he was trying to do. So we all need humor in this world because, as far as like anybody want to be angry 24/7 based on outrages and backlashes and controversies and all that other stuff, but at the same token, I don't know if that's gonna really I don't know if that's gonna really solve any of the problems. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to speak up on certain things, but at the same token, you don't want to actually, contradict yourself with hypocrisy. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I don't even know if he has an Instagram, to be honest with you. I may have to look into that after I get off the air. Man, that has to suck right there, man. That's got to suck right there. That has to really suck. Um, let's see. Let me see. Okay, best hip hop albums in 2022. Let's get into that right there. Hold on a minute. Before I even get to um before I even get to Black Panther. Let's see about wait. Best hip hop albums in 2022. Let's see if I have it. I don't think I have it. All right, let me get that. Um, okay, let me take a look at this. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Hold on a minute here. Hip hop albums. Okay. About to take a look right now. All right. Best hip hop albums so far. Hold on a minute here. Oh. Hip hop releases, best hip hop albums. Um, okay, let's do hip hop song that has gone diamond in music history. Let's do this. All right, so um, as we move into 2021, we must acknowledge several of your favorite hip hop songs that have achieved diamond status, 1 million sold or more, according to the Recording Industry Association of America. For these celebratory diamonds, we're looking at official tracks released by rappers, no features. Congratulations are in order for Post Malone, whose themic song "Congratulations" reached diamond certification in 2019. The rap, the it's first, excuse me, the it's the rapper's first diamond certified single of his career. Posty joins fellow rappers Juicy J, T.I., Outkast, Tupac Shakur, late great Tupac Shakur, and Drake, who have also reached diamond status for either features on a song, their own albums, or a song they released during their careers. Speaking of Drizzy, his 2018 track God's Plan is at 11 times platinum. It's the Canadian rapper's first solo diamond certification as well. Drake also secured another diamond placard for his assistance on Travis Scott's song Sickle Mode, which reached 10 million in December of 2020. Meanwhile, Eminem holds the unique distinction of being the only rapper to have 3 songs that went diamond. The Detroit rhymer nabbed a diamond trophy for his Oscar-winning song "Lose Yourself" from his 8 Mile soundtrack in 2018. Next, Not Afraid from his Recovery album earned him a diamond plaque back in 2014, and the Rihanna assisted hit Love the Way You Lie has also so far reached 12 million in 2018 and was officially certified diamond in 2013. One of the newest members of the Diamond Club is Lil Nas X. The Atlanta rappers, if you be quit, hold on, Ubiquitous 2019 single "Old Town Road" is the fastest song in history to be certified diamond, which earned the distinction in 2019. The country rap song, which has remixes featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Young Thug, and others, is currently at 16 million in 2021. So he's not too far away from reaching the 15 million mark. Another artist earning his first diamond plaque is Wiz Khalifa, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania rapper. Um, Elegiac track "See You Again" featuring Charlie Puth is currently at 11 million. Wiz first earned the diamond honor for the song in 2018. The accompanying music video is among the top most watched videos in YouTube history with almost 5 billion views. Shit, that's crazy. With streaming the go-to way for music fans to listen to songs, we could see more artists reaching the diamond plateau very soon. In the meantime, check out all the rappers whose hip hop songs they've released have reached diamond status below. So, of course, every hip hop song certified diamond in music history. So let's get a look. So we got Little Baby and Gunna's "Drip Too Hard," 10 million certified units. French Montana's "Unforgettable" featuring Sway Lee of Ray Shrummer, 10 million certified units. Um, okay. And the Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling, 10 million certified units. Of course, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Thrift Shop featuring Wens, 10 million certified units. Fetty Wap's Trap Queen, 10 million certified units. And of course, Rowdy Rich, The Box, 10 million certified units. Travis Scott's Sickle Mode featuring Drake and Sway Lee, 10 million certified units. Nicki Minaj's Super Bass and Karol G's Tusa, 10 million and 41 million certified units. Triple X Tentacion Sad, 10 million certified units. Cardi B's Bodak Yellow and I Like It featuring Bad Bunny and J Balvin, Maroon 5's Girls Like You, 11 million certified units, 11 million and 10 million certified units. The Weekends, The Hills, Can't Feel My Face, Blinding Lights, and Starboy. So 11 million, 10 million, 10 million, and 11 million certified units. Pharrell Williams, 11 million certified units for Happy. Wiz Khalifa's See You Again featuring Charlie Puth, 11 million certified units. Late Great Juice WRLD's Lucid Dreams, 10 million certified units. Drake's God's Plan, Hotline Bling, and One Dance, 11 million, 10 million, and 10 million certified units. Little Uzi Vert's EXO Tour Life, 11 million certified units. Eminem's Love the Way You Lie featuring Rihanna, Lose Yourself and Not Afraid, 13 million, and 11 million certified units. Post Malone's Congratulations featuring Quavo, Sunflower featuring Sway Lee, White Version, and Psycho featuring Ty Dolla $ign, 14 million, 17 million, 10 million, and 10 million certified units. And all that stuff right there. So, yeah. All right, so there you go right there, man. There you go. Let's see. What else can we talk about here, man, before I even Yes, there's a couple of things that I need to cover. There's a couple of things I want to cover too, actually. So let's start off with the Black Panthers. Still holds down the fort in first place at the number one spot for the fourth week and the fourth weekend. And that's going to be our movie Man Cave segment. So let's get into it right about now. Hold on 1 second. Yes, here it is. Movie Man Cave. Popcorn. All right. According to Variety, all right, Black Panther Wakanda Forever took down the muted competition, including Universal's new holiday through Violent Night, to remain number one at the box office, now in its fourth weekend of release. The superhero sequel added $17.6 million from 3,855 theaters, bringing its domestic tally to $393.7 million. Violent Night this weekend's only new nationwide release couldn't muster enough Christmas spirit to take down the powerful Wakandan warriors. The R-rated action comedy starring David Harbour as a cranky Saint Nick. Wow. A cranky Saint Nick, huh? Ain't that some shit, man? A cranky Saint Nick, man. That's funny right there. Yeah, a cranky Saint Nick landed in second place, slightly ahead of expectations, with $13.3 million from 3,682 North American cinemas. Heading into Heading into the weekend, the film was projected to open to roughly $10 million. Internationally, Violent Night added $7.05 million from 72 markets, bringing its global total to $20.35 million. Those ticket sales represent a decent start since the movie only cost $20 million to produce. But overall, it was a quiet weekend at the box office as theaters braced for James Cameron's long-delayed sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, debuting on December 16th. That's like next week. Yeah, that's next week. This is a solid opening for an action comedy, says um, David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. The film should have room to play for another week and a half before Avatar 2 takes over. Tommy Wirkola directed Violent Night, which holds a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience seemed to be more receptive than critics, awarding the film a B plus cinema score. The movie follows an elite group of mercenaries who break into a family's compound on Christmas Eve and hold everyone hostage. Damn. But the baddies aren't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus, hold the saint. David Harbour as Santa is about as much fun as you can get, says Jim Orr, Universal's president of domestic distribution. It's an original idea that's executed extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well. Though it's been dominated the box office for weeks, Wakanda Forever won't come close to matching the recipes of its predecessor 2018's Black Panther. The original became a cultural phenomenon, eventually earning $700 million in North America and $1.3 billion globally. But the sequel faced unexpected obstacles like the loss of the star late great Chadwick Boseman, who played the title hero and died in 2020 from cancer. Actually, it's colon cancer, as well as a truncated theatrical marketplace. But Wakanda Forever is doing reasonably well, at least by adjusted slandemic standards. It's the first movie this year to hold the number one spot on domestic box office charts for 4 weekends straight. Soon it'll be the only third movie this year to cross $400 million in North America. Globally, it's nearing $700 million, with ticket sales currently at $689 million. Elsewhere at the domestic box office, several Thanksgiving leftovers fended for scraps. Disney's animated adventure Strange World, which collapsed with its $12 million debut, wasn't able to rebound. The movie took third place with $4.9 million from 4,174 theaters in its second weekend, a 60% decline from its opening. Damn. So far, the family film has earned $25.5 million in North America and $42.3 million globally, a disastrous result. Since it cost roughly $200 million to produce and tens of millions more to market, sources estimate that Strange World will lose at least $100 million in its theatrical run. Damn. At the number 4 spot, The Menu, a dark satire from Searchlight Pictures, generated $3.6 million from 2008-10 locations. After 3 weeks in theaters, the film has grossed $24.7 million in North America and $47 million worldwide. It cost $25 million to make. Wow. Sony's Devotion, an inspirational drama starring Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell, rounded out the top five with $2.8 million from 3,405 venues. The movie has grossed just 13.8 to date, a tragic turnout given its $90 million budget. Another Thanksgiving release, Bones and All, dropped to ninth place, generally a paltry $1.19 million from 2,727 screens. Damn. The R-rated cannibal love story from director Luca Guadagnino and starred Timothy Chalamet has generated a lackluster $6 million to date. It's been a challenge to get audiences to go to theaters for intimate dramas like Bones and All, as well as The Fabelmans. A likely Oscar front runner, Steven Spielberg's semi-autobiographical film, is attempting to play the long game. Over the weekend, The Fabelmans added $1.3 million from 683 venues, enough to place eighth on box office charts ahead of Bones and All, even though it's available on far fewer theaters. Those ticket sales bring its domestic total to $5.5 million. In limited release, spoiler alert, took in $85,000 from 6 locations in New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, translating to $14,110 per theater. Focus Features is expanding the PG-13 film nationwide on December 9th, and it's directed by Michael Showalter. Spoiler alert is adapted from journalist Michael Asialo's memoir about his relationship with his longtime partner who gets diagnosed with a terminal illness. We are encouraged to see Spoiler Alert playing great and connecting with audiences, says Focus Features president of distribution Lisa Bonnell. We expect the film to broaden its audience and reach as we begin our national expansion next weekend. Well, let's see, man. We got we got some stuff that we got to talk about in terms of mid-season finales. We got to talk about that too. Yeah, we got to talk about that too, man. Hold on a second. Let's get that out the way. Hold on a minute. Mid-season finale of SWAT. Okay, mid-season finale of SWAT. Of course, obviously, I'm not even going to really. I'm not going to spoil this. Let's just. All right, so obviously, okay, so this is according to TVFanatic.com. So SWAT season 6, episode 7 review sequel. What happens when an actress' home is broken into and the team is forced to work? Hold on a second. Yeah, an actress is forced to work in an old nemesis. Actually, I did this already. No, I didn't. This passed already, actually. Hold on a minute here. Wait a minute here. Hold on. Let me back up here. Yeah, so mediatraffic.org All right, so here it is. CBS's SWAT season 6 mid-season finale is officially around the corner. The sixth season has been amazing so far, and we can't wait to see what the cast and crew has in store for us in 2023. The final of 2022 will air December 9th. Title Guac King. Of course, when I don't want to spoil. Well, I don't want to. So this is the. I'm not even gonna really spoil this though. I don't want to spoil this though, but this is the plot synopsis though, man. Um, when violence erupts at a popular food truck festival, the team must contend with a deadly cartel determined to recover a lost drug shipment at any cost. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the synopsis and stuff of so I'm not even gonna really do all that stuff. So this is just a way to actually give you an idea of what's gonna happen. So of course, obviously, if you don't know who the cast are, it stars Shamar Moore, who is playing the crime thriller center's um Sergeant Daniel Hondo Harrison. So this is a Los Angeles native and a former Marine who's been tapped to lead a new last stop special weapons and tactics unit. That's what SWAT stands for. The rest of the team includes David Deacon K. Harrison, um, Cocky Jim Street, um, um, expert driver Dominique Luca, and informant connector Victor Tan. Responsible for the management of all Metro Division SWAT units is Commander Robert Hicks, a senior LAPD official with the Special Operations Bureau. The action drama is produced by Sony Pictures Television and CBS Studios, starring Shamar Moore. It also stars Alex Russell, Lena Esco, Kenny Johnson, Peter on Arnold Roddy, Jay Harrington, David Lim, Patrick St. Spirit, and Amy Farrington. And this is based on the 1975 series of the same created by Robert Hamner. Um, yeah. So there it is. We also have another mid-season finale that we need to actually get into, and this has been a hit TV series on Fridays, which is the mid-season finale of Fire Country. We gotta talk about that too. Oh yes, so this is I forgot to put in TV show checkouts, man. It's the segment right here. So let's get into it right now. All right. All right. Okay, mid-season finale of Fire Country. Oh, hold on, Fire Country. All right. I know I saw this somewhere. So, okay. So Kevin Alejandro shifts into his player manager mode for Friday night's fall finale of Fire Country on CBS. The veteran actor from Lucifer, True Blood, Southland, who co-stars on the hit freshman series about convicts training as firefighters, also directed um, the the episode, which comes on Fridays 9 p.m., in which his character Cal Fire Captain Manny Perez is confronted with a life or death decision when a car is struck by a hit and run driver and wedged precariously between a guardrail. It's one wrong move away from plunging into the river below with its two occupants, one of whom is unconscious as Bodie, played by Max Terriot, Vince, played by Billy Burke, and the Fire Country crew clash over how to avoid casualties. It's a lot of pressure knowing it's the mid-season finale, but it's also a great honor because there are people who trust you enough to say, you know what, I think you can do this. Let's move forward. Alejandro H46 told the Post, I knew I was going to direct an episode this season. I just didn't know which one. Hmm. This isn't Alejandro's first rodeo behind the camera. He directed 5 episodes of the Fox Netflix series Lucifer, in which he played Detective Dan Espinoza, including the penultimate at the episode Goodbye Lucifer on its 6th and final season. And after shooting the Fire Country pilot, Alejandro was hired to direct episode 6 of the upcoming Disney Plus series National Treasure, starring Catherine Zeta-Jones. I cut my teeth as a director at this level on Lucifer, he said. And creator Joe Henderson and the showrunner um LD Modrovich said, you want to direct? We're going to make sure that by the end of this show, you are going to have no problems getting a job as a director afterward. They threw some of their biggest episodes at me, and when I stepped off that show, where people went, okay, he's been trusted with some pretty big responsibilities. Let's not overlook that. Part of Alejandro's challenge in directing Fire Country was balancing its different tones in context and pacing. Um, Lucifer was about composing the perfect pictures and moving the camera elegantly, he said. It was about the emotions of the characters. Both shows are similar in a lot of aspects, but Fire Country is grittier, and we're running with the actors with a camera and passing from actor to actor. It's not so much composing as we did with How Beautiful Lucifer turned out. This is raw and gritty, and it leans into that handheld style. It's almost like documentary style filmmaking sometimes. I got 7 full episodes to watch before directing Friday night's episode, he said. I had an onset class of how to run the show. So by the time I was in the director's chair, I knew what I was doing. I can't fake your way through it. Alejandro said that as in the cases of both Lucifer and National Treasure, the Fire Country producers made sure he was up to speed on the show, although he didn't need much help in that department. One of the one of the advantages of being an actor director on a series is that you do have the opportunity from day one to read every single script, which I did up until episode 8. He said, I know everyone's journey. I had the opportunity to not only read the scripts, but to see what the other directors had done and see the pace of the show as they were editing everything together. So that was tremendously helpful. I'm also the type of actor who tries to stay on set as much as I can, he said. I spend very little time in my trailer and I stand in for myself as well. I never went to film school, so this is my first film school. I'm on the set talking with the camera crew and learning the technical aspects. So when I'm in the director's chair, I understand the verbiage and I know what they are talking about. It's a giant puzzle as you go through the episode, but I love puzzles, thank goodness. CBS renewed Fire Country for the entire season, so viewers will see much more of Manny when the series returns January 6th, following Friday night's episode. One of the first things that attracted me to the character in the first place was knowing he is a human being. He is a human being who has a lot of responsibilities, taking firefighters and letting them know there's light at the end of the tunnel, that there's a chance at redemption, he said. I love that Manny went through that same system. One of the most important things about his journey up to this point is that you see him with the strength, but you also see him falter. You see him shake and sometimes not make the right decision, he said. But he has the ability to pull himself back out so he can maintain the right track on life. Yes, so of course, tune in this Friday for Fire Country at 9 p.m., which is the mid-season finale episode. It will be returning on January 6th along with SWAT. So, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, y'all check that out. And I really hope Fire Country gets renewed for a second season. Because I'm like, this sounds more interesting than that Rescue Me TV show. So, I can't wait to see more of this episode right here. So keep up the good work. All right, so let's get into. All right, hold on a minute here. I do want to talk about something here, man, in regards to Spotify Wrapped. And speaking of Spotify Wrapped, um, yeah, I'll get to my 3 podcasts in a second. According to TechCrunch, here's what's going on here, man. Here's what's going on here. So, Spotify Wrapped 2022 has officially arrived, though other music services, including Apple Music and YouTube Music, now put together their own year and retrospectives. Spotify's personalized and interactive rap experience for its users, creators, and podcasters remain the one to beat. The secret to its ongoing success is how it goes beyond simply offering a summary of top songs or artists to also include fun, shareable elements for music and audio fans to explore, post to social media, and compare it with their friends. The Wrapped experience has grown in popularity over the years. In 2017, some 30 million Spotify users accessed Wrapped. By last year, that figure had grown to more than 120 million. In addition, there were nearly 60 million shares of Wrapped stories and cards across social platforms in 2021. Consumer interest in rap isn't just about the data itself, but also the way that Spotify personalizes the data to its users and presents it in clever ways. Last year, for example, rap included the audio aura, which showed listeners their top 2 moods based on their listening behavior. This year, the new addition of Note is something Spotify calls your listening personality. Listening personality, eh? Okay, hold on a minute here. Let me adjust something here. All right. Created with obvious inspiration from the classic Myers-Briggs personality test and its 4-letter codes, the listening personality feature also introduces a 4-letter combination for the user that translates into one of the 16 personality types Spotify has created. For instance, fans who quickly stream new releases and who are often ahead of trends might find themselves dubbed an ENPC, or an early adopter, while fans who love to stream music from other parts of the world might be labeled an ENLC or Voyager. End quote. The way we listen to music says a lot about us, and your listening personality not only tells you about the music you listen to, but what that says about your music taste, explains Spotify VP of product development Babar Zafar, who leads the team that creates the rap experience. People's personality will be based on a combination of the music they stream and a selection of specific traits like their tendency to discover new music, the average age of the songs they listen to, the range of artists they listen to, and how their listening resembles or differs from others. Each of the 16 possible listening personalities is given its own colorful card designed for resharing to social media or for messages to friends. This new feature is being integrated with Snapchat too, allowing fans to unlock a personalized Snapchat lens that reflects their listening personality. Snapchat users can also take advantage of rap themed apparel for Bitmojis. Oh shit. And with um a new Jiffy partnership, users can access custom rap themed um, gifts. Another Rap 2022 feature is something called Audio Day, which is an interactive story that describes an individual's listening trends from morning through evening. Meanwhile, Rap Popular Top Song feature is being expanded this year to offer a few more insights, like how many times users listen to their top song and on which day of the year they listen the most. Plus, users will receive their usual year and updates about their top artists, songs, genres, podcasts, and minutes listened, as well as their top songs 2022 playlist. Despite the many ways to share and interact with rap, Spotify admits it can't track the full reach of Wrapped, as it notices its younger users will often snap a photo of their phone screen for private sharing rather than or in addition to posting their rap to social media. To help address this, Spotify this year is now more deeply integrating with various messaging platforms as part of its drive to get rap shared and tracked in as many places as possible, while users could always share rap on social media. Rap 2022 is adding direct integrations with WhatsApp, Instagram, direct messages, Facebook, Messenger, and Line in order to better cater to those users who prefer to share their rap more privately. Spotify is also leveraging its more recent Roblox integration, Spotify Island, as part of this year's rap. In its virtual world, Roblox users can go on rap inspired quests, play games, shop virtual merch, and use a photo booth featured with 12 different artists, including Bizarre Rap, Black Sheriff, Crow, um, Dolce, um, um, Isla Bond, Armando, Miranda Lambert, Nikki Stray Kids, Sun Me, and Tove Lo. Taking a cue from select social apps like Cameo and the popularity of short form video, as on TikTok, Spotify last year had worked with 170 plus artists to create short video messages where they thank fans for including them in their listening throughout the year. This year, the company expanded the video message feature, your artist messages, to more than 40,000 music creators, including well known names like Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, J Balvin, Mainskin, Shania Twain, Pusha T, and others. Users can scroll through the video messages in a vertical full screen interface similar to TikTok. Spotify says users will see these videos if they have at least two artists with thank you videos in their top artists. In other words, the feature is limited to those fans who are most engaged with the artist. While the feature is sure to boost fan engagement, it's a shame that artists can't also post their videos somewhere else on Spotify, like this, like a story section or on their own artist profile. For example, Spotify says users can see up to a maximum of 10 artist thank yous in Wrapped. Wrapped will also get its own hub on Spotify's mobile app where streamers can browse merch and concert tickets from their top artists. As in past years, creators and podcasters will have their own rap experience available directly from Spotify for artists, Spotify for podcasters, and Anchor, which is the hosting site that I use. Artists will gain insight into their streams, their most shared lyrics, how many fans had them in their top artists, fans, listening personalities, and more. Podcasters will gain insight on listens and follows, how many fans had their podcast in their top 5 or 10, um, their top episode overall placement on the charts, and more. Of course, as part of Spotify's year-end review, the company also highlighted the top artists and creators on its platform, both globally and on a per country basis. This year, the most streamed artist globally was Bad Bunny, followed by Taylor Swift, Drake, The Weeknd, and BTS. The most streamed songs globally were As It Was by Harry Styles, Heat Waves by Glass Animals, Stay with Justin Bieber by the Kid Lori, um, Me Porto Bonito by Bad Bunny featuring Chencho Corleone, and TT Me Pregunto by Bad Bunny. The most streamed albums globally were Verano Senti by Bad Bunny, Harry's House, Harry Styles, Sour, Olivia Rodrigo, Ed Sheeran, and Planet Her Doja Cat. Yeah. In reference to Bad Bunny's chart dominance, the artist is now the most streamed globally for the third year in a row. Spotify points out that an average of 50% of users globally stream at least one Latin song per month on its service, equating to around 215 million users around the world. To celebrate, Spotify will turn its green heart to Bad Bunny's red heart when users like Bad Bunny track during the next week. You can see it's far more than a genre. The average monthly streams of Latin music in 2022 so far is overly 24 billion streams, says Spotify's global head of public affairs, Dusty Jenkins. A massive number, and just in the US, 1 in 10 streams in Latin music, she noted. In the US, the most streamed artists were led by, in first place, followed by Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, Kanye West, and The Weeknd. The top songs were As It Was by Harry Styles, Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh man. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. Me Porto Bonito by Bad Bunny featuring Chencho Corleone, and First Class by Jack Harlow. Top albums were on Verano Senti, Bad Bunny, Harry's House, Harry Styles, Dangerous, the double album Morgan Wallen, Midnight's Taylor Swift, and Sour Olivia Rodrigo. Mm. Notably, Swift's Midnight's album only arrived last month and already broke numerous records, including becoming the most streamed album in a single day. Not surprisingly, then, Swift became
2022's most viral artists globally ahead of The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, BTS, and Lana Del Rey, based on shares from Spotify to social platforms. Spotify also highlighted its most popular podcasts for the year, which globally were led by the Joe Rogan Experience again. Sheesh. Then Call Her Daddy, Anything Goes with Emma Chamberlain, Castle 63, All Languages, and Crown Junkie. The US list also saw Rogan and Call Her Daddy in the top two spots, followed by Crown Junkie, The Daily, and Armchair with Dax Shepard. Oh gosh. And yeah. And although a fairly new addition in the US Spotify showcase its top audiobooks in the list that didn't seem to include only current releases. Instead, users' top books were I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Really? Yo, really? Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Mark Manson. The company said it will also market rap throughout of home campaigns, including things like a word search that appears in billboards in LA and Brooklyn and more. Spotify additionally partnered with FC Barcelona which will result in 2022 rap videos from players, including Robert Lewandowski, Alexa Patelis, Pedri, and Ansu Fati shared to social media. Of course, Rap 2022 is available only through Spotify on mobile devices. Spotify users have also been enjoying a third-party tool, InstaFest, which also creates playlists um, based on users' listening habits. Okay, there's more. There's more. All right, so speaking of which, is there a Spotify rap for podcasts? Yes, there is. And I'm going to get to my three podcasts in a second. Music artists and fans don't get all the fun when it comes to Spotify rap. Spotify 2022 Podcaster Rap celebrates creators. This year, once again, Spotify have increased their podcasting efforts. According to Spotify, it would take over 1,500 years to listen to every one of the over 25 million podcast episodes published in 2022. During the year, Spotify saw more than 50% increase in podcast consumption. Over half of the billions of hours of content played in 2022 was nearly published since January. Podcast creation is also on the up with growth in Central and South America, including Colombia, Argentina, Guatemala, Ecuador, and Costa Rica that saw a more than 50% increase in new shows created between 2021 and 2022. Spotify's podcast distribution platform Anchor unveiled several new features over the year to improve the experience for creators and consumers, such as video podcasts in over 180 markets, as well as Q&A and polls to all creators around the world. Much like rap for artists, Spotify podcast rap pulls in all of the top stats for creators to celebrate your and your fans' high points of the year. This year, podcasters can log in or claim their profile to find, of course, how many minutes of new content you created this year, the moments your listenership peaked the highest, fresh insight on fan behavior, like how many top fans you gained. As we reach the end of the year, Spotify shared the following tips on how you can thank your fans for their counter support. Use the share cards at the end of your podcast rap experience to celebrate your big wins and shout out your fans. Reshare your fans' Instagram stories and Twitter posts. This will make them feel like part of your community. If fans are talking about your show on TikTok, Stitch, or reply to their videos. Make a special end of the year video where you thank your fans and ask them what they want to see more of next year. Pro tip: use Q&A and polls to empower fans to join the conversation. Host a Spotify live room to thank your top fans and promote the live stream on your social platforms. Finally, Spotify also gave podcasters some tips for planning their 2023 content strategy. Give special attention to your top fans who love your content the most. Make them feel part of the conversation with the Q&A and poll features, or plan to start a paid podcast subscription. Focus on followers. What percent of your listeners are already following you? What percent of your listeners are already following you? Encourage more folks to follow you in 2023 to grow a recurring fan base. Discover how and where people are sharing your content. This can help you decide which platforms to promote your work on the most. Let your big wins guide you. Your most successful episode tells you a lot about what your fans enjoy. Think about what made that episode stand out for fans while planning the specifics of future content. Um, so yeah, this is all right. So let's see. Let me see. All right, let's go to things to do for the weekend. In the meantime, we're gonna start with California. Let's start with California first. Um, we'll start with California first, actually. Um, Give me a sec. Um, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Wait, things to do in Los Angeles. Where is it? All right. All right. Here it is. All right. So, let me see what else. So this is December 10th. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do that one. Oh man. Let me see. Let me see. All right. Let me see what else I talk about here. All right. Okay. Oh boy. All this is by December 10th. Okay. Okay. So let me get to. All right. I'm gonna just do this actually. So starting with inspiring Walt Disney, the animation of French decorative arts. So, and this is um, from December 10th through March 27th, 2023. Of course, see how works of 18th century French decorative arts informed the residents of Beauty and the Beast's castle and Sleeping Beauty's enchanting forest at this assembly of Disney inspiring works. Let's see. I'm gonna fill you in. So I'm gonna fill you in on details. So the details of the address of where it's going to take place. So this is Huntington Library, Art Museum, and Botanical Gardens, which is on 1151 Oxford Road, San Marino, California. And you can go to their website for more information. Um, Huntington.org/exhibition inspiring Walt Disney animation French decorative arts. And the price is in between $25 to $29. And from Saturday, December 10th through December 21st, it's all going to start at 10 a.m. So don't you worry. If you miss one day, you got other dates to actually go there too. So it starts from December 10th, 2022 to March 27th, 2023. So there you have it right there. Next, I'm going to actually get to um we're gonna get to hold on a second. There's like 65 things to do. Like I can't even get to everybody. Oh boy, wait. Hold on. All right, so okay, so what's taking place December 10th is KROQ, Almost Acoustic Christmas. Strike the electrified, amped up harp and join the chorus. The KROQ, Almost Acoustic Christmas lineup is here. Don't let its Dante Christmas name fool you. The annual concert is most definitely a plugged-in affair featuring some of the year's top mainstream alt rock radio staples. The lineup includes Imagine Dragons, the Black Keys. Yeah. It's Def Cab for Cutie, Jimmy Eat World, Young Blood, Manskin, and the Interrupters and Wet Leg. And it starts on December 10th, which is this Saturday coming up, and Music Rock and Indie Inglewood. So this is I'm not gonna stay on this for too long, so I'm just gonna take a list of all this. So there's the Marina Del Rey Boat Parade, also happening on December 10th, which is a Saturday. Feel as though you've escaped to a small town fishing village during the Marina Del Rey Boat Parade. Bring a blanket and gather around Fisherman's Village or Burton Chase Park to watch as 70 boats collide through the marina with holiday lights and decorations and competition. Categories include best theme, best animation, best band, best lights, and more. The festivities begin at 5:55 p.m. with fireworks, and the boat parade starts at 6 p.m. Rain or shine. Um, and of course, the Light We Carry tour in conversation with Michelle Obama. Wow. And this is talks and lectures Inglewood from December 11th through December 13th. So former First Lady Michelle Obama embarks on a book tour of a half dozen cities, including 2 stops in LA at the YouTube Theater in Inglewood to discuss the light we carry, overcoming us in uncertain times, in which she shares her personal practices to achieve progress. Moderators for the LA dates include Michelle Norris, December 11th, and Oprah Winfrey, December 13th. So make sure you buy your tickets to these locations that I just mentioned. And the website is www.timeout.com/Los Angeles/things to do and things to do in Los Angeles. All right. So let's see. Beastie Boys exhibit at Beyond the Streets And this is exhibitions La Brea, December 10th, 2022 to January 13th, 2023. Hey, ladies, the new Beastie Boys exhibit is calling out to y'all and all Angelinos who love the iconic New York trio. Beyond the Streets flagship gallery on La Brea will host this exhibition with personal terms, artifacts, and euphemeria. Euph- no, ephemia. Um, of course, most of which has previously never been on a public view. From Mike D, Ad Rock, and the late MCA. The admission is free, but you'll need a timed ticket to visit. So don't sabotage your chance to see it. And it's from December 10th through January 23rd. Make sure you buy your tickets. The Contenders, um, organized by New York's Museum of Modern Art, um, and presented by the Hammer Museum. The Contenders series presents 10 influential, innovative films made in the past year that MoMA's Department of Film believes are bound for big things. Whether that means awards, season glory, or cult classic status. Oh man. In addition to screenings of all 10 films, most will be accompanied by a discussion with the director or an actor from the project. So this is from, hold on a minute, let me just get a look at this. Let me just get a look at this though. So this is from, let's see. Okay, so Hammond Museum is located at 10889 Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90024. Price general admissions $20. Hammer members $10. For more information, you can go to the website hammer.ucla.edu programs events /2022 MoMA contenders 2022. And this is from December 8th through, this is from December 8th. Wait, December 8th through, let me see, through December 15th. December 8th through December 15th at 7:30 p.m. All right. Now that's www.timeout.com/Los Angeles/things to do in Los Angeles. All right, so there you have it right there. And of course, you can take a look at the events that's coming up. I'm actually going to go to New York now, so let's go to New York at this point. All right, so I want to add another place to go, which is SantaCon. SantaCon. All right, so here it is. So, and this is from gothamist.com. All right, so the organizers of SantaCon NYC know their event has an image problem. It has been called obnoxious, a parasite, a playground for the drunk, and a festival of red-hatted projectile vomiting. And yet, despite the bad press, SantaCon NYC returns Saturday, December 10th. Tens of thousands of participants will dress like Santa, romping their way through New York City in a route to be announced this week. Roughly 60 bars and venues have signed on to welcome the mobs. SantaCon began as a performance art project in the 1990s, poking fun at the consumerism of Christmas, and grew from there. There Today, there are dozens of SantaCons around the country and the world, but New York City's is the biggest. Every year, we get a lot of press that shines that shines a negative light on SantaCon. Says Shiny um, um, Galliani, um, one of the organizers of the NYC event. I understand, and certainly it'll get more clicks. But she said some of the coverage felt like a little unfair, focused on specific incidents from a decade ago. Um, from a decade ago, people have all kinds of preconceived notions about what we are and why we do it. Um, Galani Galliani said, um, a lot of it stems from bad press that we got a long time ago, and that's a bummer. Perhaps a result of that infamous reputation, Galliani was joined on the call by a man who would only identify himself as Santa. He did not speak during the conversation, except to clarify the amount of money SantaCon NYC had given away to charities. 90 no, excuse me, $900,000 since it started running as a 501c3 in 2012. Galliani and the man who identifies as Santa are part of a four-person team that plans the annual festivities. A big part of her role is helping bar owners prepare for the onslaught. Many first time hosts are surprised by the number of staff members and security they need on the day. Technically, it's not a pub crawl. It's definitely not a pub crawl because there is no order and you don't have to drink. Many bars, Galliani said, will serve mocktails. The biggest misunderstanding, of course, the one that goes beyond definitions and logistics, is that folks just don't get SantaCon. SantaCon is about community and absurdity, and the holiday spirit, said Galliani. Um, She marveled at its ability to take over a place as big as New York City with sheer silliness. It is open to everyone. Galliani first attended the event by herself about 20 years ago, made friends with fellow Santas, and was smitten. She returned year after year, once with homemade songbooks so she and her friends could sing on the subway. Now she describes the day as life affirming. It's not surprising that people who don't participate in SantaCon have negative perceptions of it. The event has become notable for public drunkenness, urination, defecation, and brawling. Drawing the ire of the NYPD in years past, public acts of fornication have thrown the event into further disrepute, and last year's celebration was pegged as of COVID-19 super spreader event. Um, and while many bars have signed up to participate, others banned the red-hatted revelers from their premises. But there's a more pervasive reason why non-cons poo-poo the annual conclave of Kringles, said Demetrius uh, Zygalitas, a professor of anthropology at the University of Connecticut and the author of Ritual: How Seemingly Senseless Acts Make Life Worth Living. All kinds of rituals to outsiders, they look silly, they look pointless because at their heart they are kind of pointless, he said. That's the definition of ritual. He gave the example of football fans after a winning game and how their behavior might not make sense to non-fans. Zygal- Zygalitis has never attended a SantaCon, but after decades of studying cultural habits, he says the draw of SantaCon is not unlike many other similar traditions. Human beings crave ritual, he said, noting that festivals of wild, drunken partying, including um, Bacchanalia in ancient Rome date back millennia. Human beings don't need much of an excuse to engage in rituals, he added. So I'm not really surprised that this is happening. For a ritual to endure, it needs to engage all the senses, he explained. And in that, SantaCon hits jackpot. It's loud, it's colorful, it has food, it has alcohol, it has um, pageantry, pageantry, and it has loads of people jostling through city streets. Dressing alike can instill a sense of community, even if there isn't an actual SantaCon community beyond the event. Um, Galliani knows her event has staying power. Um, we've been around for so long, she said. Like us or not, we come every year, just like Santa. SantaCon happens in New York City on Saturday, December 10th. Route is expected to be out by Wednesday. Of course, learn you could learn more. Visit SantaCon NYC. Now, I'm not sure where you can watch it though, so let's see. Hold on a minute here. Hold on a second here. And this is the hold on a second. This is the Friends podcast. Thank you for viewing this, man. I really appreciate this. And yeah, so let's take a look here at SantaCon NYC. Let's take a look. Um, let's take a look. Is there a way you can watch it? I don't know. Oh yes. So SantaCon, of course, there's a way for you to actually, and this is from santacon.nyc/charity. How can I support SantaCon's charity mission? Your 15 ticket goes directly to Santa's charity drive. All you have to do is show up at the start point in a costume. Um, your money will be split between the various charities listed on this page, as well as local neighborhood charities along Santa's route. Um, what do I get for my 15? Receive a super duper Santa badge that shows everyone you are hoeing for the claws. Receive secret info about where Santa is headed before anyone else. Get immediate access to all SantaCon clubs, anchor venues, and big holiday happenings. Happenings. Um Details coming the week before the event. You can brag that you actually gave to charity this year. And a Santa badge, once you've donated, you will receive a confirmation from our ticketing provider and an email explaining where and when you can pick up your badge. Santa will send you special updates about your perks as the event draws near. Did you also have a food drive at some point? It was a pain for Santa to coordinate, and also for our wonderful volunteers who had to pick up 5 tons of food from 20 different locations each year. And yes, so this is just a few things that's going on. So, and of course, Neighbors Together, City Harvest, um, Figment NYC, Friends of Materials for the Arts, Secret Secret Sandy Claus Project, Dance Parade, Clowns Without Borders, along with others. Now, it's crazy, but where can you watch it? Now, I know certain people are going to Manhattan to actually watch it too, and I know the people probably going to actually do all this. So let's see where this is. Where in New York, in Manhattan, where in Manhattan? Hold on a second. Manhattan, New York is SantaCon takes place. Okay, so I want to give y'all an idea of where you could actually. So this is Midtown Manhattan. So let's see. So this year's SantaCon would take place on December 10th, and the event kicks off at 10 a.m. According to the map, the starting point is in Midtown, specifically at Broadway and 40th Street. The party would then open up to a multitude of venues, clubs, and bars, most of which are located across Midtown Manhattan. Yes, so that's Broadway and 40th Street. All right. If you want to go out, to see um all the Santas in SantaCon in action, you can go ahead and do that. But you can actually go um actually actually do that actually. So yeah, Times bars in Times Square, Midtown, Chelsea, and the East Village. Wow. Wow. Um yeah. How do I get to SantaCon? Yeah, so while most bars are free to enter with no cover charge, the special venues do require a $15.98 plus donation to SantaCon's charitable causes. These bars are often larger and offer additional perks like a live DJ, holiday decorations, and themed drinks. Okay, okay. So this is basically yeah, so this is basically what you need to know actually and where it takes place. So that's where it takes place. So this is where it takes place. So I already actually got into it already. So that just gives you an idea on where it takes place. All right. So let's get into the Winter Lantern Festival's Lights Up Queens County Farm Museum. Let's get into that. All right. Yeah, this happened recently actually. The Queens County Farm Museum lit up Times Square on Friday, December 2nd, with local politicians flipping the switch to illuminate hundreds of artisan um made made lanterns for the second New York City Winter Lantern Festival. Of course, Jennifer Weeprin, executive director of the Queens County Farm, welcomed City Council Speaker Adrian Adams, Queensborough President Donovan Richards, and State Senator John Liu to the grand illumination of the Lantern Festival brought to the farm by uh, Kaleidoscope Arts and Entertainment Group. Okay. Um. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway. Um. How Kan Lu, who produces the festival as a partner at Kaleido Arts and Entertainment Group, explained that the preparation for the festival begins 6 months in advance. Everything here is handmade, said Lu. We have over 100 artisans in China who make the lanterns. Then we ship everything from here to Sichuan Sichuan province, and 23 artists travel from China to New York to assemble the final production. We have 4 different events in the New York area, Lou added, but Queens County Farm is definitely one of the best events this year. As families with young children and carriers, teenagers alike eagerly awaited the grand reveal. City Council Speaker Adrian Adams praised the festival as a unique and growing tradition for Queens. Visitors from across the city and beyond enjoyed the creative and innovative exhibit. Adams said of the festival's first year, it is truly a memorable experience for everyone that is now backed by popular demand for its second year. The festival serves as an educational vehicle through which visitors can learn about Chinese art and culture. Through this event, people of all backgrounds have an opportunity to appreciate its importance and beauty, and that's what our Queens is all about. And the Chinese tradition of lantern making has been passed down from generation to generation, dating back as far as the Han Dynasty. Richard said, as as the world's borough, we proudly embrace our rich diversity and share our cultures and customs with each other. This event is an exciting new way for the Queens County Farm Museum to provide learning opportunities and to keep visitors um, coming coming to this site all winter long. Sorry about that. Um, Bringing the Winter Lantern Festival to a 325-year-old farm and preserving it for a brand new generation of young people is an example of the great partnerships that make Queens so special, said Adams. I encourage all New Yorkers to come by and check it out. And of course, you can go to their website, queensfarm.org/illuminate the farm. All right, so let's get to let's get to let's get to holiday markets. Let me see what else we got in store on some places to go for the weekend. Let me just take a look here. We have the Bank of America Winter Village at Bryant Park. Um, the Winter Village at Bryant Park has returns in all its holiday glory. On the grounds, you can peruse about 60 shopping and food kiosks all at once of the best NYC parks. Expect loads of handmade, unique, and New York City specific gifts for your family and friends. Work up an appetite at the 17,000 square foot ice skating rink and then fill up at the rinkside pop up restaurant called the Lodge Deck for festive cocktails and hearty food. Hold on one second. Damn. Okay. I guess we gotta wrap this. I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. Um, yeah, don't miss the small business spotlight booth, which features minority-owned business. Featured businesses include the Winsome, um, Apoc- Curry, the the Picnic, Day Coca Puzzles, and Avala. NYC's holiday markets have official opening dates. And of course, obviously, Union Square Holiday Market from November 17th to December 24th. Holiday shops at Bryant Park, October 28th, January 2nd. Columbus Circle Holiday Market, November 28th, December 24th. Brooklyn Borough Hall Holiday Market, November 28th to December 26th. Um, and of course, there's Dyker Heights Christmas lights. Dyker Heights Christmas lights display has definitely earned its stripes as one of the best New York attractions. What's not to love about all the razzle dazzle to get you in the Christmas spirit? The Brooklyn neighborhood is home to most of the over the top Christmas light decorations with life size Santas, sleighs, snowmen, and some houses even bought Christmas carols from loudspeakers. Crowds of all ages flock to the Kings County neighborhood to wander down in multiple blocks and avenues. Ah, Lord. Also, bus tours are back from a slice of Brooklyn, Dyker Heights, Christmas lights, and more. Okay, you can go to www.timeout.com/New York/event calendars, December events, and on other stuff so you can check out the December events for yourself. There's another thing that I need to do actually. There's another thing I wanted to do actually. So let's get to some some stuff to do for the weekend. So Friday, December 9th, ceramic holiday market. Um ceramic holiday market. Of course, I'm gonna just yeah. So let me just paraphrase it actually. No, I'm not gonna do all that. So um yeah, so come support local ceramic artists for the art lovers on your gift list. And as a little treat, after a long week, Brick House Ceramic Art Center is hosting its 13th annual craft show this weekend, featuring over 30 uniquely stylized vendors. Vendors will be working their own tables, allowing for customer interaction and finding out stories behind pieces. The market opens at 5 p.m. on Friday and extends until 9 p.m. Entry is free and open to the public, and it's located at 1034 44th Drive, Queens, New York. And ice skating at the Governor's Island Winter Village, of course. Um, the tickets is $14.54 and count for an hour and a half of skating time. And you can purchase it in the link that says here. Skate rentals are $9. And Governor's Island is in Manhattan, New York. And for Saturday, December 10th, Queer Art Winterfest. And it's going to actually include photography, jewelry, fashion, baked goods, designs, and more. Of course, live performances from drag queens and DJs will be occurring throughout the day. Um and also let me just say the AIDS Healthcare Foundation will also have a pop-up offering free HIV screenings and vital resources. The marketplace is open from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. 260 Mesro Street in Brooklyn. Oddities Flea Market, New York City. Obviously, the Odysseys Flea Market is at the Metropolitan Pavilion. It includes eclectic collection of taxidermy, medical history objects, jewelry, anatomical curiosities, art, and more. So there's 50 vendors are going to be there. General admissions tickets begin at $22.85 and can be purchased at eventbrite.com. Oh boy. VIP is open from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., but it requires an extra fee. General admissions goes from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., located at 125 18th Street, Manhattan, New York. And finally, December 11th of the Sunday, Street Connect Experience, Meaningful Conversations. This includes the difficult conversations and expand perspectives during the holidays. The Street Connect Experience at the Conversation Room, and it's led by Janelle Hill. The session will offer a safe space to practice conversation and connection through interactive activities in a variety of group settings. And this session will take place from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tickets cost $23.05 and can be purchased here, 653 Malcolm X Boulevard, Manhattan, New York. And of course, Please Give a Fuck, a comedy show with a clause. Of course, you can come watch for a good cause this weekend. Tickets range from $5 to $10, and funds go towards the food bank for New York City. Of course, the lineup includes Eric Bergstrom from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and Comedy Central, Brandon Sagalow from MTV's Joking Off, Christopher Reeder from Ope, James Mack from Whiskey and Chem Lights alum, Tommy Smart from Really Smart Comedy, and Marco Rivera. Donation tickets can be purchased on eventbrite.com, located at 647 Grand Street, Brooklyn, New York. The Ultimate Dyker Heights Holiday Lights Tour. Come see the festive lights in Dyker Heights. For 30 years, Dyker Heights has has had a tradition of big and bright holiday lights spanning 3 avenues and many streets. Hosted by a resident of the Heights, the tour will contain community mingling and rotations to see all the lights. Adult general admission tickets are $20 and can be purchased here. The tour begins at 5:30 p.m. and ends at 7:30 p.m. Located at 7824 13th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. All right. Yeah, I was not expecting it to be a 3 hour episode. I do apologize about that, but I just had some other topics that I wanted to include in. So I do apologize about that, but I wanted to get this episode out the way so I don't have to wait till tomorrow. So I have another episode that I have to do for a separate show. So let me just go to our last segment of the day. Night. So this is Stream Choices on the Go. Let's get it. Let's do this. Yes. You can show some love by following Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other 2 shows that's also on the gram too, which is the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. Also, the review show Meticulous Values podcast. You can also follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Don't forget to turn your notifications so you can see me in action on Instagram Live on every episode that I am recording on each podcast show page. And yes, and you can also go to the link in bio where you could stream all the episodes on every streaming platform. You can also leave a voice message on anchor.fm/gmoneystack/message. And starting with Anchor, we are on Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, and you can make sure you can listen to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast episodes on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts, and you don't need a credit card or a debit card to download these apps. You can download these apps on your iPhones, your iPad, Android phones, and Android tablets. And if you don't have any of these apps, don't worry. The links are on the Linktree website with all the links listed in the link in bio, so don't worry. And also make sure you follow my other 2 shows that's also on iHeartRadio as well, which is the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show that's also on there as well. And last but not least, make sure you grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555, and also do the same with Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast and Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. That's also on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe to all of them. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Click on the naughty bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. More via content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Share the videos, share the episodes, download these episodes, listen, stream, watch these episodes. And of course, be sure to tell a friend to another friend. Share. Also spread the word to everyone, especially word of mouth is important. And of course, share the podcast along with the link that says Linktree/GMoneyStacks555 with your husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, the people you're cool with from work, and all that other great stuff right there. So, I'm up out of here. I'm G Money Stack. This is your man G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening, tuning in, and rocking with me on this episode. I didn't mean to make this a 3-hour episode, so I do apologize for about that, but there's some last minute topics that I wanted to get to. So, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get that out the way. So yeah. I'll see y'all next time in the next episode. Thank you so much. And also, let me just say this though, man. I want to thank you listeners out there for doing the same for me. So I want to actually get this out the way as well. So let me just get this out the way first, actually. So this is pertaining to a recent Spotify rap in regards to the podcast shows that I did actually. So I'm gonna actually get into it right now so I can actually wrap up here. So sorry about that. Um so this is pertaining to this podcast right here. So this is Spotify. Basically, It made me something recently, and um, so basically, off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast has over 100 episodes, 13.7K minutes. United States is the top country that basically listens, and 71. Excuse me, excuse me, 171% followers with Spotify hashtag rap for podcasters actually. And of course, 171% of followers gained and created 6 Q&As actually. And what are the listeners like? The listener's personality is the adventurer. Your listeners venture out into the unknown, searching for fresher podcasts and gems yet to be found. And of course, you had 87% more listeners compared to your average week. And of course, the main episode that got some attention is episode 133, Game Over. Episode 133, Game Over, had 105% more streams than your average episode. And of course, you created 13,752 minutes of new content. That's more than 99% of other creators in the comedy category. Wow, man. Yes, that's another appreciation that I actually want to thank every single one of you that listened, to all the supporters that actually listened, that took the time to listen to these episodes and stuff. It really means a lot to me. I really love you all for taking the time to actually listen. You could have been anywhere. You could have been anywhere or any podcast platform that you listen to whatsoever, but you managed to get a chance to listen to mine. So I truly appreciate you for doing this for me, for tuning into every single episode, being on the journey for me, and and I'm going to actually keep continuing to create more content to you folks out there. So I really appreciate this whatsoever. So thank you very much. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace and one love. And I hope y'all have a nice weekend. And I hope y'all have a chance to check out the websites that I just mentioned, which is timeout.com for the people in Los Angeles, and the people in New York, timeout.com, as well as amny.com, the website. Um, so that's why I am here to actually provide places for you to go for fun activities where you can meet people and all that other stuff. It really is a grind, man. Yeah, people don't understand. This is a grind, man. This is really a grind for me. And, for the most part, this is actually a grind. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much, man. Peace and one love. And have yourselves a nice weekend and a good night.